Hey, sibling. It's Lindsay. Capricorn. Capricorn. Listen, do you remember the first rule of following instructions or reading directions? Directions. The first rule of following instructions or directions is to read all of the directions or instructions first, right? That's the very first rule. We were taught this in elementary school, grade school, right? And we were even tested on this, if you can remember, Capricorn. They passed out a test. And at the top of the page, and this, mind you, this test was given to you after the teacher explicitly taught you to read all of the instructions or directions first before you begin any project, right? The teacher said this to us just the day before. And today they passed out a test to us. And there's a list of 25 things on this test, right? At the top of the page, it says name, date, and then it says follow the instructions. The test is only 25 questions, okay? 25 tasks, okay, that you have to write out. This is easy peasy. You're going to be done in a breeze. All it says to do is follow the instructions. You know how to do that. You were taught how to follow the directions, right, Capricorn? And so this is what you do. You write your name at the top and you date it. And you read step 1. Step 1 says, put your signature and today's date. Cool, you did that already. Awesome. Step 2 says draw a circle. Step 3, draw a triangle in the circle. Step 4, draw a square. And you keep doing you're following the instructions. You're doing what you were told to do. And you keep going all the way down to step 25, the final step. And step 25 explicitly says, skip steps 2 through 24 and turn your test into the teacher. And you're sitting there slack-jawed, Capricorn, slack-jawed. Because you forgot the very first rule of following instructions, and that is to read all of the directions or instructions first before you begin any project. So you just wasted all that time, 30, 45 minutes, drawing circles and drawing triangles and squares just to get to the last step, step 25, to learn that all you had to do to pass this test, Capricorn, was to sign your name, date your paper, and then turn it into the teacher. That's all you had to do. And you're mad at yourself because of it. Now, that was just for a few of you that forgot the rule. The golden rule when it comes to following directions is to read all the instructions first. Okay, that's just for a small bit of you Capricorns. For the bigger group of you, the Capricorns, that this message is for. Because the ones that failed the test, guess what? You get to retake it. That's how the universe works. But the Capricorns that I'm reading for, the ones that this message is for, y'all remember the golden rule. You didn't sign your name at the top. You didn't date it. You read the entire paper. You read where it said, follow the instructions. And then you remembered, yes, teacher said to read all the instructions before we follow them. You remembered this. So you read steps 1 through 24. And when you read step 25 and realized it said, skip steps 2 through 24 and turn the test into your teacher, you thought there's no way it could have been that easy. And you're looking around the room at other students, Capricorn, and realizing nobody has turned their test in yet. You're a minute into the test. Everybody should be done by now if they read the instructions like you just did. All you have to do is sign your name and date it at the top and turn in the teacher and you pass. So Capricorn, that's what you did. You're like, this is too easy, but I'm going to do what it says. You signed your name, Capricorn. You put the date. I'm seeing October 10th, 10/10. I'm also seeing tomorrow, 10/22. You dated it, Capricorn. You turned it into the teacher. You were the first one in the class to turn in that test because you remembered the golden rule and you passed. A+++. You get a reward. Guess what, Capricorn? You get to go out to recess now. And you're going to be the only one out on the playground. You get to be the first on the swings because everybody else is following the steps before reading them. And they're having to do all these extra steps when if they had just read through everything in the beginning, they would have been done. It would have been easy. You're the only one that gets to hang out on the jungle gym by yourself because you remembered, Capricorn. Follow the instructions. Follow the directions. You remembered to read through all the instructions before you started your project, and now you get to go play. Congratulations, Capricorn. Smells like a winning season to me. We're going to get into it. Let's get into it. I love a winning season for Capricorn. Do, 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 do. Ooh, chicken noodle. Boom. Spirit, tell me more about this winning season for Capricorn. What is this reward they get for following the instructions? What is this reward they get for their A++ on their final exam? This was a final exam for you, Capricorn. Whatever this is for y'all. You know what this almost feels like, Capricorn? It feels like reading through all the fine print on a contract before signing it. And that's what you did. Because there's a catch. There is a catch and you caught the catch. You didn't get got. And now you get to play. Take flights. Take flight ships in the night. Take flight ships in the night. Ooh, okay. Capricorn, it feels not like you got cheated. Somebody feels cheated. Somebody feels like you cheated, Capricorn, or flip the roles. Take this as it resonates. Somebody feels like you cheated on something, and that is not the case. You were loyal through and through. You were loyal to the lesson. Thank you, Spirit. You were loyal to the lesson. And that's why you passed this final exam. Okay? What else about this, Spirit, for Capricorn? this this winning season isn't just about going out to recess and going to get to go play, Capricorn. Um, what I'm seeing is a horse race, and you're the winning jockey. Okay. So I'm seeing a laurel wreath, flowers around your neck. I'm seeing the trophy. I'm seeing a stack of cash behind you. I'm seeing all different symbols of someone that has won at something. And y'all know better than I do what it is that you have acquired success on. Okay. Like, it's different for each of you, Capricorns. I'm seeing wins as small as being able to get a car repaired. That's oddly specific. And I'm seeing big wins, such as that contract I mentioned, as if you have acquired a contract successfully and to your standards. I'm hearing something about something hitting your standards, hitting your standards, um, and also going out on a limb with this contract. And I'm hearing putting your money where your mouth is. You spoke some kind of value onto yourself, Capricorn, and it's paid off. Recess winning season energy. Horse race. Let me ding. Man, okay. There was like so many things like flying by, and I was trying to catch everything because there's so many of you. There are so many wins here. Like, congratulations again, Capricorn. Something has been secured again because you followed thy followed thy heart. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. You followed the directions, you followed the steps through, you read everything through, and you didn't have to. Let me gather my words, Capricorn. Let me gather my words. I feel, let me wrap this in a pretty bow, Capricorn. Let me wrap this into a pretty bow for you. Because on the shadow aspect on things, Capricorn, and like I said, this, for those Capricorns who this isn't a winning season for, you're bad. You yourself kind of feel cheated. And for those that are currently winning, Capricorn, there are those around you that feel cheated. Your win, they feel cheated because of your win. Does that make sense? Because I saw you out at recess on the playground by yourself. There's literally nobody playing on the swing set with you. There's nobody to push you on the swing set. And you're okay with that, you know. You know how to push yourself on the swings. You know how to get it going. You're not worried about that. But I don't feel guilt for you winning, securing a contract, I don't feel like you feel guilty for finally being able to repair a car or whatever this is for y'all, whatever it is. It feels, people are trying to make you feel guilty. Yes, people are trying to make you feel guilty for passing your test early and getting out to recess before them. That's why people feel like you cheated, you know? But again, you didn't cheat. You just literally followed the instructions. At the top of the page, it said, follow the instructions. And you remembered the day before, the teacher said, the first rule to following instructions is to read through all the instructions. And that's all you did. Step 1 said, sign your name and date the paper. Steps 2 through 24 would have had you drawing and doodling and sitting up and clucking in the classroom, had you followed the directions. But when you got to step 25, this last step said, ignore steps 2 through 24, sign and date your name, and turn your test into the teacher. And you were startled that nobody else was turning in their test the same time as you. Did nobody learn the lesson like you did yesterday? Did they not remember what the teacher just taught y'all? But you were like, okay, maybe they're just slow learners. Capricorn, some people are just slow. Maybe you're just quick-witted, quick-minded, quick on your feet. That's not your problem. They'll get it. You're bad. Sorry, I'm a genius. Sorry I didn't get swept up in your lies. Ew, that's there. Had to mention that. Sorry I didn't get swept up in your lies, caught in your lies. Sorry the trust isn't there. Whatever that is, Capricorn. And that's why your win, that's why this win is so genuine. Because you didn't lie, cheat, steal. You remembered what you had learned before and applied it to this test, to this lesson. You didn't fall into the distractions. People were supposed to be taking the test. They're over there on their phones texting. In La La Land, looking at the clock, wondering when class was going to be over. You locked in. You locked in, Capricorn. What else for Capricorn spirit? What else for Cappy? Tell me about my siblings. Tell me about my siblings. Do 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 do. I heard the higher you climb to the top, the harder your shell needs to be. And this is in reference to the story, The Tortoise and the Hare, right? Y'all know that story? The tortoise ends up winning, if y'all didn't know. Spoiler alert. But the higher you climb, tortoise, the harder your shell needs to become. There are those that want to throw daggers in your back, okay? They want to see you come off the ladder that you have been climbing successfully, one step at a time, at your own steady pace. And it's really, really sucks for them, Capricorn, because you're not the type to kick the ladder once you have made it up, okay? You're the type to leave the ladder in place so that others can come up after you. Sucks for them. As if it wasn't obvious, Capricorn, that you are that type. I want you up here with me. That's your thought, Capricorn. That's how you feel. I want you up here with me. If I make it up here before you, I'm going to leave this ladder right here for you. And I'm going to be cheering you every step you make up to the top to be right here next to me. I want you to come swing on the swing set with me. Sometimes you got to swing by yourself, Capricorn. That's the unfortunate truth sometimes, because, you know, companionship can be fun. We love a good companion, one that'll play hopscotch with us and push you on the swing, you know? Like I said, for them peoples, they may have to retake the test, or they'll pass it before class is over. But nonetheless, that's not your concern. Enjoy your time in your winning season, Capricorn. Enjoy this alone time on the playground. Imagine nobody else in the world but you. Where would you go? What would you do? Nobody, no lines, no traffic, no noise, no nothing. Don't make me wild out on the playground. I'll be on that tire swing. I'll spin until I throw up. Not that it matters, but since it's here, if you were curious about those who would throw those daggers in your back, you know, those around you that don't think it's fair, that you have secured something, that you have won something, think you have cheated it into your existence. No, baby, that's not how we manifest. We don't cheat. This was divinely provided to you because you just followed the rules. You applied the lesson. That's all you did. That's why this is a divine reward. Those people, they're going to have tummy issues, gastro issues, vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, heartburn, indigestion. Oh, if y'all didn't know, that was the commercial to, was it Imodium AD? Pepto-Bismol? I don't know. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. I gotta stop. That's on them. All you can do is offer those people some Pepto, all right? Oh man, they're gonna come to me. My stomach hurts. Oh, I haven't been feeling good lately. Oh, I don't know what's with my stomach. I've been in the bathroom all day. It's them. And don't say nothing. Just offer them some Imodium AD. They'll get there. They'll get their wins. Enjoy yours while it's here. Not my fault they hate. I don't like addressing the haters, but since they popped up here, I have to address them because I am obedient. You have been obedient. You had the courage to change. That is your channeled song, Capricorn. Courage to Change by Sia. Anyhow, that's all I have for you, my love. Let me ring you out, Capricorn. Please do remember that God loves you, and so do I. And if you would like to view this full message. I will be uploading this live to my YouTube channel. The link is in the description on my page. I love you until next time. Bye.